Hey everyone, welcome to the Best FC Coaching Spotlight. My name is Brian Layton. I'm the technical director here at Best FC. As part of our Coaching Spotlight series, we'll be interviewing and having conversations with all of our coaching staff here at Best FC. Our coaching staff make up a very strong team here within our club. We've got coaches that played at the professional level, played at Division One's level, coached at the Division One level, coached at the professional level, um, and that are really the identity and the force behind everything that we are here at Best FC. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Coach Nabil, who will be kicking off the podcast series. I've known Coach Nabil for a few years now. I've coached with him, in two different clubs now. Great guy, great coach. So, Coach Nabil, let's dive right in. Why don't you give us a little bit of background about kind of who you are and how you ended up here at Best FC?
Well, first, thank you for having me on the podcast. I'm glad to be here. I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited to share with everyone a bit of my background and have them know how I came to Best. So I started watching soccer when I was like 6 years old. First game I ever saw was the 2002 World Cup final. Was Brazil versus Germany. That was the reason that I fell in love with soccer and been involved in soccer for 20 years now. So it's been a hell of a journey.
Awesome, awesome. So you obviously, I mean, the Brazil and Germany game. That's a good game to kind of start your
Yeah.
love and passion for the game. Did you grow up? Did you grow up playing? Playing sport ever since then? Tell us a little bit about kind of like your
Yes.
playing
Yeah.
in your youth.
So ever since I saw that game, I want to be involved in soccer. I want to play to be like a professional soccer player. So I did start training with my first club. They were called Hoops. That's their name. I was like 6, 7 years old when I started with my first club. I stayed with them up until I was like 18, 19, and then I moved on to new project.
Nice, excellent. So tell us a little bit about your coaching background. And obviously for a lot of us coaches,
Mhm.
we don't play this game forever. Well, we do, but we don't play it at a high level forever.
Yeah.
And then a lot of as players and kind of going to that next stage in the game, we turn into we develop into coaches or
Mhm.
trainers. Tell us a little bit about that. How did you fall into coaching and why did you want to go that direction?
So when I was still at my first club, the club that I started playing with, I was 18, 19 years old. One of the coaches asked me to help out in one of his sessions. So I joined. I was like volunteering back then still. So from that session, I found myself in coaching, and one of my first mentors back home, he said that I would be like a great coach from what he saw in me as a player because he coached me for like 10 years, so he knew me pretty well. So back then, I decided to keep going in soccer and move on to be a soccer coach, not just a player. And that's the main reason why I started coaching, and I've been coaching ever since. Whether it's back home and in the recent years in the U.S.
Excellent, excellent. So obviously you've stayed back home, quite a bit. So tell us a little bit about, kind of where back home is and, your journey here to America and become a coach here in the United States.
So back home would be Lebanon, which is in the Middle East. It's a lovely little country. You can do anything you want in that country. It's great. It's a great place to be, and it's a great place for tourists. It's a lot of fun. Um, Culture wise, it's a bit different than here. At least like playing wise, we're a bit more aggressive. So I'm used to playing aggressively, and I'm used to coaching aggressively now because of how I was raised. So I moved to US, I think 3 years ago. Uh, Moved essentially because here I have better chances in succeeding in my career as a coach. So I moved here 3 years ago. I had my first job. The first month I was here with what was the name, with like Challenger Sports Academy, and then after I took a year like sabbatical, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And then I found Juventus, where you hired me, and we started our journey together back at Juventus, and now we're here at Best FC.
Excellent, excellent. So describe us a little bit about who you are as a coach. Like, what is your? We all have personalities as coaches. We all there's always a little something that kind of differentiates us from the next coach.
Mhm.
Whether it's more focused on technical or more focused on the tactical side of the game, coaching style. How would you describe yourself as a coach?
I think as a coach, I've always fancied the tactical side of the game. I love analyzing games. I love watching that aspect of the game. But recently, I've become more technical. I've adapted a more technical aspect and more technical approach to my sessions. But at the end of the day, I will always find myself more of an analyst than a technical coach. But I enjoy both aspects in this game.
Excellent, excellent. Which is important, right? Having a balance
Yeah,
of the two for sure.
yeah,
Um, so obviously, having the opportunity to coach with you over these last few years, at two different clubs, and you've coached a variety of different levels, different
yeah.
ages. Is there a specific, age group that you tend to like to coach more than others, or is it kind of all equal?
I think that depends on uh, that each age group would bring out something new in yourself. Like for example, the older age groups where you would work more on the tactical aspect because they already have the technical aspect mostly done. So then you would have to focus on their soccer IQ, on the soccer knowledge, on their knowledge of the game, of their positions, on different formations. So that's something that I enjoy while coaching the older groups. But with the younger ones, it's different. It's a different experience. It's more exciting experience because it's still brand new, and you like very and you be always excited about what's gonna come next from them, what they're gonna show you in the coming years. So every age group is different. I don't think I have a preference. It depends on what I want from or what I expect from myself, and in my path. So
Excellent,
so every phase would allow me to choose which age group I would prefer to coach.
excellent, excellent. Now, obviously, we know, the life of a coach has its challenges. It is a grind for sure. Obviously, on the field, I think there's probably more time spent off the field.
Yeah,
Whether it's like you said, studying film, developing your session plans, coaching education. And we all do that. Obviously, first and foremost for our players. Whether they're 7 years old or you're coaching college level players or professional level players. You have a passion for the game and developing players, and developing their passion for the game as well. um, what advice would you give to somebody that wants to has aspirations of being a coach? I know you've obviously you've been coaching over the last few years now. What
Mhm.
reflecting on your journey a little bit, what advice
Mhm.
would you give to somebody that really wants to get into coaching?
I think for anyone who really wants to be a coach and be a top class coach, they have to know that they have to give their whole time to this choice that they're gonna take because you're not gonna be top coach by doing it part time or giving like 50% only of your time. This is something that you have to dedicate your life, and this is something that it has to be a passion, not just a choice. If it's not a passion, I would guarantee that you're not gonna get to the levels that you would want to get, that you would want to reach. You might be a coach at a certain level, but you're not gonna reach the levels that you want to. So be sure that you're very passionate about it because this is going to be your life for the next coming year for the upcoming years.
Excellent, excellent. And what are your goals as a coach? If you were to say, because obviously we talk about our player development plans, we do player evaluations, we go over IDPs for our players, and the big piece of it, we talk about long-term goals and short-term goals. We help players really find those goals, and we help them progress down a pathway to get there.
Mhm.
It's very rarely talked about what a coach's goal is, right?
Yeah,
So
that's.
what is your goal in all of this? What do you like? What's that ultimate goal you're trying to get to?
I think for me the ultimate goal is for one to be the best coach I can be, That's for sure. I want to always be the best coach, always trying to improve myself in all different aspects, not just as a soccer coach, maybe even improve my knowledge in sports nutrition, and in psychology. That's something that would help soccer coaches understand their players more, whatever age group they're coaching. My ultimate goal is to coach a high level club, whether it's in the US or in Europe. But for that to happen, again, it requires a lot of dedication and passion to the game.
Awesome. Awesome. So you and I have had the opportunity to work at two different clubs together. um, you know, what, being here at Best, it's been exciting, really, really trying to make some strong moves in the right direction. What was attractive to you about Best? We know in Massachusetts, for the viewers who, might not be in Massachusetts, but we know in Massachusetts, New England especially, there's a million and one clubs out there.
Yeah,
What kind of caught your eye when it came to Best?
I think one of the main things that attracted me to join Best is the project at hand. I love that Best is like a tight knit club. Everyone knows everyone. It's like a small club, but it has a lot of potential and a lot of aspiration, and that's something that helped me make my decision to join Best FC. So yeah, and for up until now, it has proven my decision right because I'm enjoying coaching here, enjoying interacting with the parents, with the coaches, managers, everyone. So I'm glad that I joined.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Obviously, came here as well, and I think it's exciting. There's a lot of opportunity to, develop not only the club and the players, and
Mhm.
try to make this, it's a small club by design. Creating this tight knit community and developing high level players,
Mhm.
which I think can be missed sometimes, in the club soccer world. So it's very unique in that standpoint. Um, what I guess as we just continue to kind of wrap things up here,
Yeah.
um, what does your winter training look like right now? So for those that aren't part of Best FC
Mhm.
and aren't sure, how how things are done, what is winter training like?
So for winter training, since now there's no leagues or tournaments going on, we mainly focus on the technical aspect of the players. It's gonna be a very high intensity. It's gonna be very technically focused. Me personally, I would always add always some reaction and awareness drills because that's something that all players, no matter what position they play, that's something they're gonna use during their games. So yeah, winter training focused a lot on technical, focused a lot on the development of the kids as individuals first, whether it's in 1v1 situations, defending or attacking, and have them be able to solve any problem that they would face in a game, whether they're attacking or defending, and no matter what position that they're playing.
Awesome,
That's
awesome. Yeah, no, and I think that's, I think, right, wrong, or different. I think the winter training, the most you can, is the most important time to maximize that individual player development. And get
mhm,
as many touches on the ball as you can, not only develop the technical aspects, but confidence, right?
yeah, yeah.
It's just developing that confidence with the ball at your feet, and like you said, knowing those, understanding the reaction pieces to the game as well. So awesome, Coach Nabil. Well, again, congratulations for being the first coach of our
Thank
uh,
you.
coaching spotlight series here. We're obviously excited to keep working together, developing this program, offering additional pieces to the program, working with our great coaching staff. We have a lot of great coaches on the team here at Best FC. So
Mhm.
really excited, to keep moving forward. And again, thank you so much for your time. And
Thank you
as
for
you know,
having
I
me.
will see you on the field later on tonight.
Yeah, see you on the field.
All right, pal. Take care.